Good day, everyone. My name is Oni Itayade from Nigeria, and I'll be representing Ekli Rejoice from Ghana. And we'll be presenting the topic: Should African governments invest in genetic research for national security purposes, e.g., bioterrorism defense? I am in Group 8, and I am Team Negative. Now, this is our introduction. Genetic research is a scientific study of genes, genetic variation, and heredity in living organisms. It includes gene editing, e.g., CRISPR, genome mapping, DNA sequencing, and the development of genetically engineered organisms for health, agriculture, or industrial use. National security purposes refer to efforts by government to protect their citizens, territory, and institutions from threats. In the context of genetics, this includes defending against biological weapons, e.g., genetically engineered pathogens, monitoring genetic threats to public health, and using genetic data for surveillance or forensic investigations. This is our opening statement. There is growing interest in using genetic research for national security, especially to prevent or respond to biological threats. Some argue that African governments should invest in this emerging field to build resilience against future risk. However, this raises significant ethical, economic, and practical concerns. These are questions that are being asked. Should limited public funds be used for such advanced high-tech research? Can African governments responsibly manage the ethical and biosecurity risks? Would such investments come at the cost of more urgent public needs like healthcare, education, or food security? This presentation argues that African governments should not prioritize genetic research for national security purposes, given the region's developmental challenges and governance realities. Our constructive argument: economically impractical. Yes, most African countries struggle with underfunded healthcare, education, infrastructure, and social safety. Genetic research for national security is expensive and long-term with no immediate return, ethically and politically risky. Now, weak legal frameworks may lead to the misuse of genetic information, discrimination, or breaches of privacy. Next one is scientifically unsustainable. Most African countries lack advanced laboratories, skilled personnel, and policy framework to regulate genetic research. Lack of expertise, infrastructure, and technology means such projects may rely heavily on foreign aid or partnerships, increasing dependency and vulnerability. Is strategically misplaced. Bioterrorism and genetic threats are not current or immediate risks for most African countries. Real threats are poverty, malnutrition, infectious diseases, climate change, and internal conflict. While the idea of investing in genetic research for national defense may sound forward-thinking, in the African context, it is not a wise or ethical use of limited public resources. The risk and opportunity cost of investing in genetic research for national security purposes outweighs its benefits. Now, the rebuttal to affirmative claims. Positive team argued, genetic research is essential for bioterrorism defense. Negative team response. While genetic tools can detect pathogens, bioterrorism is not an imminent threat in Africa compared to pressing issues like healthcare, education, or food security. Prioritizing speculative threats over real and ongoing crises is strategically and morally questionable. Countries must align their investments with contextual risk assessment, not global trends. Positive team argued, COVID-19 proved genomics can save lives. Negative team response. Yes, genomics help track variants, but the unequal vaccine access during COVID-19 also revealed Africans' dependence on global systems, not due to lack of genomics, but because of the systemic inequity and weak local manufacturing. The solution lies in building health systems and pharmaceutic capacity, not channeling scarce funds into elite research that serves narrow security goals. The positive team argued, investing now will reduce future dependency. Negative team response. True self-reliance starts with basic scientific infrastructure, education, and research ethics. This is where many countries, mostly Africa, still lag. Jumping ahead to help security genomics without Consolidating foundational system may create white elephants, which is expensive, underutilized facilities that benefit only a few. Positive team argued, Africa already has genomic capacity. Negative team response, only a handful of countries, e.g. South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya, have functioning genomic centers. Extending this capacity across the continent requires massive investment in training, equipment, data governance, and public trust with limited resources, which could have greater impact if directed to areas like infectious disease control, food security, or public health surveillance. Positive team argued, the cost of inaction is higher. Negative team response, this is speculative. The actual financial and human cost of a bioterror attack in Africa is unproven. While the cost of ongoing diseases and food security is measurable and massive, prioritizing genetic weapons defense over healthcare or agricultural resilience is short-sighted and neglects the realities on ground. Positive team argued, genomics protects data sovereignty. Negative team response, ironically, the very push for national genomic investment may increase exposure to foreign data exploitation unless stringent protections and legal frameworks are in place, most of which are currently lacking. Without strong governance, African genetics data may still end up in foreign hands. Our closing statement, given the pressing socio-economic needs, fragile healthcare system, and governance challenges in many African countries, government should focus on immediate and locally relevant scientific investments, such as improving healthcare, food safety, agriculture, and infectious disease control, rather than diverting scarce resources towards speculative, security-focused genetic research that should only come after urgent needs are met. Our references. Thank you very much for taking time out to listen to this presentation video. Any question and answers?